Hey class, back today. We're going to take notes again today. This will be our last section of notes for the week. And today we're talking about arc length of a circle. So the question is, it's pretty straightforward. How do we find the length of an arc in any type of circle? Okay, so make sure that you guys pause, get your notes set up with title and essential questions just like we normally do, and then click play to continue when you're ready. Okay, pretty short notes today with a couple of examples. We're gonna, all right, let's get to it. Here we go. So make sure you guys get this all down in your notes, especially this blue part right here. That is the formula for finding arc length in a circle. And you'll see that it's very, very similar to finding sector area, which is what we've been working on the last couple of days. So here's the difference. Arc length, whereas Monday and Tuesday we were talking about sector area. So remember, sector area is just a portion of the area of the circle. So for example, this highlighted portion right here is what we call sector area. Okay, it's not the full area of the circle, it's just a portion of the area of the circle. And we found that by using area of a circle formula, pi r squared times some angle over 360. Okay, well today's similar, but now we're talking about arc length. Okay, so arc length, same concept. Okay, so remember, circumference is the distance all the way around a full circle. Okay, that's circumference. Arc length is we're only finding the distance of a certain arc. So say from here all the way to here. What is that length? That's what arc length is, and that's what we're doing today. Okay, so how do we find arc length? It's a formal definition, like we said, it's a section of the circumference of the circle. Okay, not the full circumference, just a section of it. So how did we find circumference 2 weeks ago before spring break in our first week of online learning? We were finding the circumference was always equal to pi times the diameter. Okay, that's really that simple. Take pi, multiply it by the diameter, and you will always get the circumference. Okay, so you can see, look, that's where that comes into our formula right here, pi times diameter. But then just like sector area, we need to multiply it by some angle theta over 360. And that's how we're going to find arc length. Okay, so let's try an example here. Get it copied down. All right, so press play when you're ready to go. It says we're going to find the arc length of AB. Okay, no problem. So AB is this arc length right there. We want to find out what that length is. All right, so we need to know two things. Okay, let's use our formula. So our formula, like on the previous page, was arc length. I'll just say, so arc AB is going to be equal to, and then let's use our formula, which was pi times diameter times some angle theta over 360. So we only need two things. We need to know what the diameter of the circle is, and we need to know what the angle of that arc is, either the central angle or the actual arc measurement itself. So as you can see here, both of that information is given to us. Right here, you can see this is 9 centimeters. However, that's not the diameter, that's the radius. And I hope you guys understand that if I just make another radius there, that's also 9, which gives us a diameter of 18. The diameter is always twice the radius. So 18 is what we're going to plug in for diameter. And then you can see that our arc length right here has a measurement of 60 degrees. So that's going to go in right there. And let's just work this thing out. So we have pi times the diameter, which is 18. So I'm going to put the 18 in front. So I'm going to say 18 pi times the angle, which is 60 over 360. Remember, 18 pi, I can make it a fraction, just put it over 1. And now you're just going to let your calculator do the work. All right, so you guys should have calculators with you. Let's calculate that. So 18 times 60 is 1080. and then it's still multiplying by pi, right? So I get 1080 pi still divided by 360. All right, so now I'm going to take 1080 and I'm going to multiply it by pi, and then we're going to divide it by 360. And I'm getting, and if we round to the tenths place, it's about 9.4. So the arc length of AB is approximately 9.4 centimeters. Remember, so this is not centimeters squared. This is a first dimension. This is not area. So it's just strictly centimeters. That's the length. That's the approximate length of arc AB right there, 9.4 centimeters. Okay, let's move on. Next example, same thing. Get it copied down in your notes. Pause if you need to. This pizza slice has a central angle that measures 75 degrees. What's the arc length of that one pizza slice? So it's asking us to find the length from this point all the way to this point right there, that pizza slice. How do we do that? We're going to use our arc length formula, which is simply circumference, which is pi times diameter. That's the circumference of the whole circle. But I only want just that certain part of the circumference, which has a 75-degree angle. And 12 inches, it looks like that's the radius. So that means that the full diameter of the pizza is going to be 12 times 2, which is 24 inches. All right, so pi times diameter times some angle theta of the arc over 360. Okay, you can see that our angle measurement here is 75 degrees. Okay, and we have a diameter of 24. So let's plug that in. 24 goes in for diameter, so that gives me 24 pi times angle theta. So that arc produces a 75-degree central angle. Remember, this measurement here is also 75. We've learned that before. Okay, so times 75 over 360. Okay, so again, that goes over 1, and then we're just going to use our calculator. So 24 times pi. Let's do 24 times 75 first to simplify this a little bit. So 24 times 75 is 1,800. So this is going to give us 1,800 pi. I just did 24 times 75. Still over, and then 1 times 360 is still 360. Okay, so now we let the calculator do the work. Let's do 1,800 times pi, and then we're going to divide that by 360. So hopefully you're getting about 15.7. So the length of that pizza slice on the crust there, which is the arc, is about 15.7 inches. It's a pretty big pizza slice. It's a really, really big pizza. All right, so those are 2 good examples you guys can have in your notes. That's how you're finding arc length. Okay, so the last part that I want you guys to do to finish up your notes is to write a summary. And just give me a good solid paragraph with complete sentences. I want you to describe what arc length is. So define it in your own words. What is arc length? And then after you do that, in the same summary, in the same paragraph, describe how to calculate the arc length. Okay, go ahead and summarize your notes. And that's it for these notes. Talk to you guys soon.